got fights over.
It's a good feeding ground. And when he won the belt, it was 1 and 2 left hook. The left hook is his best shot, so keep an eye out for that one.
Love so true,
now 2024 offers Joshua Van a big chance to continue breaking out. It's impressive to be 22 and in the UFC, born in 2001. Even more impressive, Paul, is that he started training at 19 years old. 3 years later, he's 2-0 in the UFC, 9-1 overall, and he's finished 7-0.
You can tell this kid's just a natural, Brendan, because the way he fights is so smooth. He finds the body with such ease, and a lot of times that's a very dangerous thing to do as an MMA fighter. We are not wearing 10-ounce gloves. When you get into that close range, there's elbows, there's knees, it's not just hands coming in. So it's difficult to find the body without getting countered. But Joshua Van does that well, and he's got a granite chin. He's been tested in both those fights. I think dropping probably the first round in both of those matchups, and then just getting stronger as the fight goes on. Now, hopefully that's something he can figure out, because he is a finisher, and so far in the UFC, we've seen him go the distance twice. Now, albeit those were really exciting fights, and he really pushed the limits. Great striker, mixing in some really good wrestling when need be to really dominate, control that round. I'm high on this kid. I think he's a really good prospect at flyweight.
Yeah, me too. 22 years old. The talent that he has is unbelievable. When you make your UFC debut, Jalga Shumagulov, that is not an easy opponent, and he passed that test, followed up with another great win. And let me tell you, the man's a natural fighter. When he moved to America, he couldn't speak the English, found himself getting bullied, found himself in a lot of street fights. He was very old, but he said, listen, sometimes I'm looking for trouble. So he credits his acting, pulled it to one side today. You obviously have a natural flair for fighting. Why don't you use that, try and become a professional? And here he is, looking sensational so far. So it's a good way to start the night, guys.
It certainly is, and it's a good way to start the year 2024, just about to get underway with action in the UFC. Here's your tale of the tape, Joshua Van, 22 years old, as mentioned, that's fifth youngest on the entire UFC roster, and 12 years younger than his opponent. He's also 2 inches shorter. We highlight the edge and reach for Bunes of 4 inches. Setting the table tonight from Las Vegas is Joe Martinez.
From the USCA base here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to UFC Fight Night. Ankalaev versus Walker. And now, fight fans, we are set to go 3 rounds this in the UFC Flyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. His background, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing. At 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in officially 125.5 pounds. In 19 fights, his record stands at 13 victories with 6 defeats. Fighting out of Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Here is Filipe Filipinho Bunes. And across the octagon, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. A freestyle fighter standing 5 feet 5 inches tall. He too weighed in officially 125.5 pounds, and in 10 fights holds a record of 9 victories with 1 defeat. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, here is Joshua, the Fearless Van! And your referee in charge of the action, Mark Smith.
Veteran referee Mark Smith kicks off the year as the 3rd man in. Brooklyn is here with us in Las Vegas on a fight night Saturday. Happy to have it back, aren't we, fellas?
Mm-hmm. Right, more than just a little bit.
Let's go. Joshua Van is in the white as the betting favorite. Filipe Bunes, the UFC newcomer from Brazil, is in the yellow.
So Paul talked about it. Joshua Van, the boxing is beautiful. Rips to the body, very aggressive, never gets tired either. A former football player, almost said soccer, but this is an early fight night, and if I say soccer, I will get
you get trouble back home.
Beat up when I go back to England. But anyway, a former football player, and obviously that involves a lot of running. This man never gets tired. Got to check those kicks, though.
And Bunes, being the longer guy, he likes to use those kicks. Very good Muay Thai, and you talked about it on his walk, Michael. The distance control, he will throw spinning wheel kicks, and also great submission artist as well. There's a nice head kick.
Yeah, Bunes. Oh, that was a nasty right hand. Yeah, Bunes throws a fast spinning wheel kick, kind of capoeira style. puts one hand down on the ground.
Another right hand gets through there. And we've seen this from Van in his UFC career so far. Only 2 fights in, but both those fights, he let the first round get away from him. Then he really turned it up and controlled the fight from there on. But moving forward in your career, you definitely want to try to put the foot on the gas a little earlier and not let that round slip away, because as your career advances, every round counts. You want to win them all if you possibly can.
You got to put the foot on the gas, but he's got to be careful because Bunes is trying to put the foot in the face. Those left high kicks are fast.
Yeah, and watch Van try to rip to the body. If he gets Bunes up against the fence, that's when he... Ooh, that right hand is getting through, though.
Yeah, that left hook as well is very dangerous.
And that's what's going to come behind it, right, Mike? The more he lands that right hand down the middle, if Van tries to come...
Oh! Talking of left hooks, Joshua Van gets through.
Yeah, this is a fun fight to start things off this year.
Just over 2 minutes in, each has landed their shots as Bunes goes for a big
Oh, man!
on that one.
Joshua Van has got a chin. They were heavy shots.
There's that 4-inch reach edge for Bunes. He is catching him on the end of his punches so far, especially that right cross.
Yeah, it seems like Van's waiting a little bit too much. You know, and in the meantime, Bunes is getting off. A lot of the shots are getting blocked. A lot of them are getting through as well. But even the blocked ones, the judges see them. And to your point before, Paul, in a 3-round fight, you can't afford to have a slow start.
Exactly. You know, especially at flyweight. Oh, my goodness. Good knee up the middle there. That's the slick Muay Thai from Bunes. Nice.
Now he goes single leg, but he ends up on the bottom for the moment. Van, nice job defensively to keep the feet.
Yeah, good defense from Van. Push down on the head. Bunes pushes him up against the fence.
Trying to switch over to the double here, but you see Van trying to keep his base really spread apart. Nice job. Now he's got that whizzer, and he's going to try to jack up the...
Oh, and there was a low blow, I believe, as they worked in the clinch. Van knew it, so no protest there. But now we'll call time with 90 seconds to go in round number 1. Take another look. There, you see it.
Filipe. Accidental. You just in charge of that weapon. Yeah, accidental. Just watch where you throw it, okay? I know, but you got to clean the cup. Just be careful. Stay there.
Well, this is one way to start the year.
Yeah, yeah. That's one way to break off from the fence.
Yeah.
Trying to
Not
think
the
of
legal
something.
way.
Josh, go right there.
Now, what position would you want to be returned to here, Paul? Because Bunes was kind of on him and pushing him back to the fence.
Well, that's where it's tricky, right? Did the ref, is he going to start them back in that position, or are they going to start back out in space?
Yeah.
Because if you're Van, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want to be back out in space. You want to be close to the cage, but you don't want to be getting, fighting off a takedown, and that's what Bunes was trying to do, was forcing the takedown.
So Mark Smith should say, where do you want to start? Do you want the position back, or do you want to start in the open?
Tuck your strings in. You good? You want open or you want fence?
There we go.
Nice.
Okay. Good? All right, watch
I
your
know
weapons.
the rules.
Time in.
Yeah.
Fight.
He said open.
So there you go. He says open. Let's start at space, and they will do so for 90 more seconds until the end of round 1.
And he was having success on the feet.
Oh, he's having a solid first 3.5 minutes of the fight, I'd say.
He's a snappy striker, man.
Which is crazy, too, because he is really good kickboxing, but only two
knockouts,
8 subs. Yep. So you can see why he wanted to get to the ground, but lately he must just be really getting confident in that striking. Good front kick up the middle to the body there.
Well, look at the variety of attacks as well. I mean, nice front kick, as you say. Head kicks. He's very unpredictable. Never you know, you can't predict the pattern from him.
No, but we've seen this in Van's career, even though it's young and early in his career. We've seen this before where the first round, he doesn't get his timing right. He doesn't find the body as much in the first round. He eats a lot of leg kicks. He eats some shots. His chin gets tested. He's even been dropped.
There it is.
There's a beautiful takedown.
That was a really nice entry. Finished it well. Side control. Let's see those jiu-jitsu skills.
Guaranteed that he's got that round. That's a smart move there from Bunes to get this fight to the mat. He won the exchanges, I believe, on the feet, landing the cleaner shots. And now, on top of that, you're advancing as well. So just showing the judges everything. Nice reversal there at the end, but little
The arm
omoplata.
locked up as the final few seconds of round one tick away. Off and running. Round two coming up.